Hey guys, today's video is about something that I think every freelancer musician needs to hear. And I'm doing this video partially for myself. I've gotten better throughout the years, but this is something that I still struggle with. And that is allowing myself to feel like I've accomplished something, as well as giving myself time off. It is so important to give yourself time off with a normal job, a 9-to-5 job. A lot of times these people are not having to bring work home with them. Sometimes they do, of course, but they don't have to bring work back with them. They don't have work on the weekends. They have time off. They also have scheduled vacation time. What? Vacation time? That just like blows my mind. Like, wow, that would be amazing. And that's something as a freelancer that you can have, but you have to schedule in. The first thing that I think happens, especially when you're freelance, is that you feel guilty. You feel guilty when you take a vacation and you get work while you're away. This is like a saying that they always say is like, oh, the best way to get work is to schedule a vacation. I know so many people who will schedule their vacations around work. Like they'll schedule the vacation, something comes up, they'll cancel the vacation, they'll come home early, whatever the situation is. I've also talked to other people that are a little bit older than I am, like let's say maybe like 50 or 60, and they'll say, oh yeah, I'm going on vacation, I'm going, wherever. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, do you travel a lot? And they're like, oh no, like this is my first vacation in 30 years. 30 years? That's a long time. And I'm like, okay, so why haven't you traveled? Because I figured, oh, there must be a reason behind that, whatever the reason may be. And they said, oh, well, I just didn't want to miss work. So basically what you're telling me is that you didn't want to live because of work. Like, you have to live your life. Of course you have to work hard. I work my butt off and I will rearrange things all the time for work. Don't get me wrong, it happens all the time. But for certain things, I think it's really important. For instance, last year I went to Italy. I had things come up while I was there, but it was a 2.5-week vacation and I was not going to come home early. There are other things that I'll do, like let's say I'm going to go visit with somebody and the time is very, very flexible. What I'll do is I will schedule a flight with Southwest because they don't have cancellation fees. Awesome. So anyway, you can cancel, I think it's like 24 hours ahead of time or something like that. And then you don't get the money back, but you get it as a credit with Southwest, so that's really convenient. So that's usually what I'll do. And then I'll usually go through with the vacation or the visiting with whoever it is. But if some big opportunity comes along, then I'll say, hey guys, I'm so sorry, I need to reschedule XYZ. So that happens. Also, beyond just like vacations, it's important to give yourself time to recharge, time to feel excited about your work again. I love my work so much, but if I keep going and going and going, at some point it feels like work. It feels like a job. And that's one thing that is really nice about doing what you love. Your passion is your work, is your job, is that most of the time it doesn't actually feel like work. Of course, there are the occasional times that it does, but if you're freelance, you're creating a lot of work for yourself, and you put up these deadlines for yourself that are not necessarily needed. So for instance, I create a lot of things for myself, like videos, making videos, arrangements, tutorials, reviews, these kind of videos. I make a lot of these, right? And it takes a lot of time. And I give myself deadlines, and there are times, especially recently, I just get so burnt out between that and my recording and performances and meetings and just so much other stuff. I get so burnt out, and on top of that, I'm like potentially going to be doing another album soon. I'm writing a book. There's just like all these things that I keep creating. I could never have any downtime, to be completely honest with you. Let me know if you're the same way. I know a lot of people in the freelance industry and the entertainment industry have the same problem. My boyfriend and I are both very similar with this. He's a filmmaker, he's a writer-director, and we both just like, as soon as something finishes, like a couple days go by that we feel like, oh, what do we do now? And it just feels weird, like to not have something to do and we always come up with something to do. We always come up with something new to be working on. But it's really important to give yourself time to breathe. And the problem that I've been facing is that if I say, okay, you know what? On Monday, I am not gonna work. I've been working really hard. I don't have any deadlines. I'm not gonna work on Monday. It is so hard for me not to do that because I feel guilty. I feel so guilty, like I didn't work today. I'm not working hard enough. I don't want this bad enough. Like whatever, all these thoughts are going through my head, and I have to always remind myself, no, you deserve a day off. Everybody needs a day off. And typically, if I force myself to do the day off, the next day I come back, I get so much more work done. I do better work than I did, and I'm just so much more productive. So it's just really important to actually give yourself those days off. My boyfriend and I, we made this resolution for the year. I'm all about this. I did a post about this on Instagram, and in case you didn't read it, I am about goals for, New Year's and stuff, but achievable goals. Not something like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna make 3 albums this year and I'm gonna get nominated for a Grammy. Like, a lot of that is not in your control. Plus, that's also a really crazy workload, right? Like, maybe you can get it done, but if you set up unachievable goals, then you become unmotivated and you feel like a failure. And, also you have to reevaluate a lot, like throughout the year. You have to have small goals, like this week I want to accomplish this. You don't want to necessarily think like by the end of the year I want to accomplish this. You need to think, okay, this year I want to do this. In the first 6 months I want to do this. In the first month I want to do this. In the first week I want to do this. And that's really important. And in terms of goal setting, and one of my goals that I had for this year that my boyfriend and I came up with, that we're like, we have to do this. First thing, kind of silly, try a new restaurant every single month. And that means that you force yourself to go to dinner, something nice. And we also said during that we're not allowed to talk about work all the time. Like, it's, we're both kind of workaholics, and he knows all about the work that I do. I know all the work that he's doing, and we're both like very supportive, and we always talk things through with each other, and it's so helpful to have that, actually. But it's also really important to get to a place that you like are having dinner and you're not talking about work, because again, you need to decompress. Another goal that we have is every month to go somewhere. So that could be like go on a vacation, like a one night vacation. That could just mean, like, we live in Los Angeles, so that could just mean we're gonna get away from the city. So we're gonna drive to Palm Springs for the day, or drive to San Diego or Orange County, or something like that for the day, to just clear our minds, because that's really important. And for us, going out of town is easier for us to like put work down than it would be to just say, oh, we're gonna be in Los Angeles and not work that day, because in the back of our minds we're going to be thinking about work and be like, oh no, you know what, I can do this really quickly. That happens to us so often. I cannot tell you how many times that happens to us, but we're getting better. We're working really hard. I'm working really hard on it. Giving myself a day off. I actually have a vacation planned for next week. This video I'm shooting a little bit ahead of time, so this is not going to be in real time, but we're going to be going to Napa, which I'm really excited about. I've always wanted to go to Napa for just a couple days, get away from LA. We are working our butts off to just so that this whole weekend we get all this stuff done, and then that way we can go away to Napa and feel like, okay, we've done all the work. We worked really, really hard, and we actually deserve this. So we've been working really, really, really hard before going away. But it's just something I think as a freelancer that you have to do. Otherwise, again, you're not productive. You don't get stuff done, and your quality of work suffers so much when you don't do that. I think it's really imperative, and it's just also just hard though, because you feel guilty. As a freelancer, you just feel so guilty not working, because that's just kind of your work ethic, honestly. And it's been something that we've been getting used to and trying to be healthy with, because at the end of the day, you are going to remember things like going to Italy like I did last year, or spending time with the people that you love, anything like that. Having experiences, You of course are gonna remember work too. I've definitely had some major gigs that I am so proud of and that I know I'm going to remember forever and ever. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna remember that one little gig that you didn't do. You're not gonna remember, oh, I didn't finish this one deadline that I wanted to have done. You're not gonna remember those things. So that's all I'm telling you guys. Just try to be aware of it. It's so hard, trust me, I know. But anyway, let me know if you have any tips about this in the comments below or what you think about this whole topic. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more videos and content and just different advice that I have for you guys. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching these videos, commenting, liking all these videos. It takes so much time for me to make these, and the reason I do it is because of you guys and how supportive you guys are, and I just want to help you guys in any way that I can. So anyway, I will see you guys soon.